Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup because it is a TvT, which is something that isn't super common in the Australia New Zealand region or in the C region overall. So we'll see what happens here, as this is going to be a great showdown between these two excellent players. Up at the top left hand side is our blue Terran. I was about to say Zeg. Our blue Terran player here. It is Seither, and down on the bottom right hand side is Iaguz.
So we already have a divergence in builds.
Yep.
Seither took a quicker gas, and he's getting his second gas later, but Iaguz took 2 gases almost at the same time. He took it while the other one was being built. So, well, yeah, weird. It means 2 different builds entirely. Oh, man, the little nuances in mirror matches. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
I know everybody hates playing mirror matches on, on ladder, but they're the best. They're just amazing to watch, to play.
I've always had, as a random player in StarCraft 2, I've always had up and down opinions of the mirror matches. So initially, you know, back in Wings of Liberty days with PvP, hated it because of course 4-gate is just the most boring thing ever. But
3-gate robo versus 4-gate.
Well, yeah, and it was like that is the only thing you can do. That was at the time. I'm just going to throw out there my suggestion about making warp ins based on the proximity to a nexus that you were. So if you're trying to warp in far away from your own base, then you get a longer warp in. But if you're
now we have our elegant solution.
Yeah. Well, the supposedly elegant solution. I'm still not a fan.
I like it.
It's all right. It's a good step, but
I don't like that warp prisms can cheat it. I don't like that personally.
No, I'm not big on that either.
Ooh, they're both moving out with their Reapers. I hate moving out with my Reaper. I always just keep it in base. Oh, the grenade! He hits himself.
What is going on?
That's not how I thought this would start.
Someone cue the Benny Hill music. That was a bit of fun there. But yeah, so we will have Iaguz coming up. But what I was going to say, PvP was, I hated that, and then I found my my Mass Phoenix into carrier build through End of Wings and then into into Heart of the Swarm, and I was just like, I love it because it just win constantly because it's such a dumb build. But yeah, and purely not a fan of TvT. I don't know why. I actually really like watching Brood War TvT, but playing StarCraft 2 TvT is just I don't like it. But
so good. It's like a chess match. It's beautiful.
It is. But I guess I'll get to see, and perhaps we'll have some great ideas here from these two excellent players. So we do have, as we were saying, a reasonable difference in the starting builds, but they have
the openers
somewhat,
are similar.
Yeah. The actual the opening gambit, as we say in the chess world, is going to be relatively similar. Just a harass style from both players. So we're going to have a Raven coming out of Iaguz, and his opponent is going to be a Banshee.
Advantage to Seither here. You might get a pick. Ah, they're already gone. But the Cyclone isn't going to get away too easily. It's nice.
No.
Iaguz is going for a more defensive style, getting his Raven. Oh, I love early game TvT. Look at this. Oh, the micro's so hard. You know you're actually not supposed to micro the Cyclone. You just let it sit there.
Really?
0.1 second attack speed. She can't micro that.
True.
it like loses DPS when you start microing it because it takes so long to reacquire.
I wonder if Innovation can micro it.
I bet it looks crazy too. You watch him do it in real life, and you're like, dude, he has 2,000 APM. We don't even let what is it called? Deep AI, deep learning, whatever the AI that's gonna play StarCraft. He can't even do that. Ooh, a repair on the Cyclone here. Actually, a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
If you were to move up the ramp.
Yeah, this is something which some players will do, some won't. And it's really...
Right, there's like a big distinction.
Yeah.
It's like 2 camps.
Yeah, and it's either that you love throwing out a repair, or you just never do it ever, and that's just your thing.
Ooh, Banshee in the main.
Yeah, Banshee does come through. It's going to be able to get a lot of damage done. There's really nothing in here to defend until the Cyclone gets back. Catches a couple of those SCVs, kills off 4. No.
Oh yeah, it was the Raven. It's just AFK.
Oh no. He did
my god, there's micro everywhere.
Did lose that Raven inside the base here. Looks as if, the Cyclone and the Banshee with mutual deaths. So it looks as if, well, I mean, the actual worker kills are somewhat similar. It's 2 to 3, so it's not really a big difference.
But Iaguz lost a Raven, so he should be pretty far behind. Yeah, Ravens are just huge units. They're so important in this matchup too.
Yeah,
they're important in every matchup nowadays, I guess.
Any sort of energy-based unit is always worth its weight in gold minerals because
oracles, ravens, overseers. I get queens. Queens are worth a lot. They're huge.
No, because as with anyone, when you sort of theorize and you get to sort of late game, especially, like obviously I know it's not like you won't necessarily keep a Raven until 30 minutes into the game, but the important factor is that you do have those energy units because they can continue their actual damage is based on something that regenerates constantly. Whereas of course minerals and gas, they're not all there for all the time. So we got to look at renewable energy. And
it's true. It's important for our future.
It is. It is.
Oh,
really subtle.
Seither only one in gas here in his main. Ah, man, hate to see that. It looks like Seither is going to see this move out across the map because of the way rallies work. When you click on your opponent's base, they like split up.
Yep.
Oh, everybody goes in the bounce house for a second. But...
Raven goes down, and Iaguz is going to lose a little bit of vision across the map. Seither doesn't have a massive amount of vision, but Iaguz has got a little bit. He does have another Raven on the way. It's going to go up through the left-hand side this time. Going to see if he can put down an auto turret. Of course, there is a tank inside the main, which should be able to quickly dispose of that. But here he comes. Drops down the turret.
If you would have played that back a bit more instead of having a Q.
Yeah. He wouldn't have known that tank was there, but...
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta have a bunch of APM. You watch it as it goes down. Gotta be good.
Get those cancels off. But yeah, so we're gonna have pretty traditional styles here from both players. We're not seeing any mech or anything of that sort. It's just gonna be this marine tank style, which has been a pretty common, I guess you could say, foundation of TvT.
Staple for years.
This is like since Wings of Liberty, like. You used to have just mass
beta.
This
is what people did in every matchup too.
Yeah, exactly. And there are slight differences through Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, and now Legacy of the Void, where you have those. There were some times where it was like all about Viking wars and stuff like that, and then suddenly they'll disappear. Oh, this should be interesting. Can he actually kill?
Like ships passing in the night. Beautiful.
Gonna let it go. Double medevac drop now coming across the right. And
he's gonna back up.
These guys are gonna be keeping an eye on the skies, make sure it's a no-fly zone across the right-hand side of Iaguz's base.
This is why TvT is like chess. You gotta have your pawns in position to protect your vital pieces. You know what I mean? And oh my god, this Raven has so much energy! 3 auto turrets demolish a mineral line if he gets them all down. Oh my god!
Get it.
The DPS.
There is another one. There
terrible,
it is.
Terrible damage.
Gets a shot off really nicely done.
Oh,
15 worker kills now in total, and Iaguz is gonna be. He's going to be spitting chips about that one. And it looks as if he is going to push out with some of his marine and tank forces. Meanwhile, going to attempt his own little go at attacking the natural of Seither. Doesn't come off, as Seither is extremely well prepared for that. The Raven going to back off for the time being.
No combat shields yet for Seither, so because of the build order variance, Iaguz is going to have a window where he can do a lot of damage if he can find the right position to put his units. And I mean, it's Iaguz. He's gonna find the hole, and it looks like it's gonna be right on this little cliffside here, where tanks will be just out of range of each other.
Yeah, he's gonna get inside. Is he gonna drop? The question is, will he actually see it coming in? Seither actually has no vision of this at the time being. And there he goes. Iaguz now sieging up. He has the low ground and the high ground here. It looks as if both of our Terran players are going to be trading Marines for the time being. The tanks are in a great position.
Oh no, the surround!
And here it comes from the bottom. Seither getting in, taking down 1, taking down 2. And that is a push from Iaguz all done. There's really no way he can get anything else done.
One tank for Iaguz.
Yeah.
One tank right now.
Just let's have a look at the units lost there. We've got 30 Marines have been lost by Seither, but I mean at the end of the day, he's killed off 3 tanks, a reasonable amount
and
of
a bunch of SCVs.
Yeah, and so many SCVs. And speaking of which,
the Raven.
The deathly Raven now coming through, but he's going to be caught out as the Vikings are there. Drops down a turret, which just get a bit of damage. In fact, almost kills the Viking. Damage. Wow.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah, those are... That's always the best, when a Viking is chasing your Raven, and you drop the auto turret underneath it, and then your opponent's like, whatever, I'll still kill it. And it doesn't even get a shot off.
Yeah.
What am I in the watchtower? I like that. That's cute.
So, yeah, we will have a... sort of relatively stable mid game. You'd probably give the upper hand to Seither for the time being. Yeah. Seither's just kind of got that upper hand. He's as we said, there were some differences in the build, but he's sort of deflected all of the attacks of his opponent. And one key component of TvT is that if you can sort of just deflect your opponent's attacks while getting a little bit of your own in, it's a big thing. Yeah, it sounds really simple, and it does in theory apply to the other matchups, but it just has such a big impact in this one in particular, given how important siege tanks are.
Yeah, you just want to slap each other so much in the early game, and if you can have a strong defense, your offense that leaves is going to be so strong. And the difficult thing, though, is it's not as easy to just go kill them because of the positioning wars. Like, if you mess up with Seither, it's almost as volatile. And, oh, Raven in the third. How many did this kill? 13 as well. I guess Ravens are just pretty good, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
They're pretty neat, yeah.
I remember how they've also been such a volatile sort of unit in the game. It's like one day they're just completely useless, and then they're completely awesome, and then they're like a staple part of late game TVZ and TvT.
2 drops passing in the night. Seither's gonna have the drop at his third, but
good reaction.
Kind of weird. He had his army out on the map, and it just really didn't do much. You know, he just kind of walked around. Because of that, Iaguz is gonna get some free damage done.
Yeah, it does clean out a couple of SCVs here at the third base. Going to put a decent amount of damage on that CC. Not going to kill it, of course, but we'll back out for now. Meanwhile, another drop on the left-hand side for
sensor towers. I'm surprised he's going to drop into the sensor tower, honestly.
It's brave.
That's pretty greedy.
It's brave.
What? Hey, he sees it. He sees it.
Yeah, he knows it's there.
Okay, the tanks are actually going to block the ramp, so he has to walk around. That's kind of unfortunate, but... And meanwhile, dropping a Raven at the third, he gets deflected. But, you know, Iaguz is doing everything he needs to do to get back into this.
Yeah, that's some nice damage.
Free tank.
And in fact, yeah, gets one. May get this second tank. Get it repaired? No. So he does get deflected. Big, another drop inside Iaguz's base. He's going to target down. I thought he was going to target down supply depots. Yeah, that's a huge hit. Gets the supply depot as well.
Engineering bay.
Ooh, this is
I don't
big.
think he'll get it.
This is
he's
big.
not going to get it. Oh, no.
Gets out of there. Medevac is low as well. Down it goes. And this is going to be interesting.
That one coming. That kind of scared me.
Ooh. Look at this one Marine. He's like, I've got this, boys. Stims up, charging along.
I was made for this. Well, good positioning from Iaguz here to third, but this just might be too much Terran for the Terran to handle.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot to
Tank's going to die.
Iaguz to deal with. In fact, loses... Ooh, yeah, I think he lost momentum in that position because pushing into that choke point against tanks is just a really, really scary idea. So,
and that's the matchup for you.
Yeah,
and meanwhile,
exactly.
Bridging the gap. Look at the army supply. It's not that different. Worker supply, pretty much the same. And I would say this game has stabilized at this point, honestly.
Yeah. And the upgrades are now relatively even. Of course, Seither's just finished up his 2-2. He's started up 3, and hopefully the other 3 in a second.
Tank ring.
And yeah, so Iaguz for the moment, he just needs to defend a little bit longer. Make sure this third base stays up, doesn't suffer any damage
needs
at all.
Needs a 2-2 to finish.
Yeah, needs a 2-2,
right
and
now,
then
1-1 to 2-2.
Yeah, then he can look at getting some further plays out, and then we'll start to head towards the more interesting part. Of, well, in my opinion, the more interesting part of TvT, where we look towards you know, perhaps jumping into the skies. Will we see Vikings coming out? Will we see...
We'll see Liberators.
Liberators, yep. A couple of Liberators already
we'll see a Fusion Core.
That's the next...
You know, him losing this gas geyser and not rebuilding it, actually kind of a big deal, because these Liberators are going to drink up gas.
Yeah, they certainly do.
They're crazy.
They're a bit nuts with that. Made by Jeep. Big scan right on the army there for Iaguz. You can see exactly where Seither is. So he's going to say, all right, you're in the middle. I've got a bit of a line of tanks defending this position for the time being. And Seither, well, he's going to take this moment to pick up his 4th base. He is restricting Iaguz's attempts to take a 4th base as well.
Loads up. Look at this Hero Marine on the left. Look at Hero Marine. That's funny. But this little Marine here on the left, going to see this drop.
Just chilling out. He's at the beach. He's like, what's up, man?
Oh, he saw this drop. Iaguz saw the drop. Oh, no. This huge doom drop. The Vikings are... Oh, no. Okay, he backs off. Oh, that was scary. But the drop in the 4th is going to do a lot of damage. There's really nothing here to stop it.
Yeah, takes out the tanks quite easily.
Drop?
SCVs, okay. Yeah. SCVs.
Got a full medevac.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, Seither's just sort of dancing around the right-hand side of the map. This could be very, very troublesome. Oh, no. Don't
the Melbourne land points.
The land points are in jeopardy. Don't do it, Seither. Don't do it.
This is brutal.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now because I don't know what's going to happen.
They can't see each other, right? No.
No, I don't think so. And,
this little drop. This one drop being so annoying. And Seither, I mean, look at his army positioning. This is not good. Like, Iaguz could take a huge posturing moment on the map.
Yeah.
Like,
here it goes.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Oh, he's going to get 1, 2. Is he going to get the 3rd? Oh, he only got 1. Uh-oh.
Does take out a reasonable amount of the units there, and Iaguz will lose position inside the base. That's a lot of Marines that are inside the main base here. They're going to just go to town on the production.
Got the
Iaguz is free tank, and in fact smashes through a lot of those Marines. Yeah, now he can back up.
And he can go get the upgrades.
He's going to back off to the right-hand side there. We'd love to see Iaguz dropping again in his opponent's side of the map, but for the moment he's focused on dealing with this, and yeah, that will go down.
Rally coming into
away.
The third. It's Iaguz? What? Okay, but main fight.
Yeah, lots of tanks have now actually pushed into the base here. And down goes the big push of Seither inside Iaguz's main base. He will have to deal with another push over on the left-hand side, but, well, Iaguz, his production is continuing on, whereas for Seither,
going into the tank line.
Starting to lose a lot of his units here, and I think Seither's in a lot of trouble. His supply is now down at 50, and his opponent up at 120. The macro power of Iaguz once again coming into effect here in game number 1.
Good.
He's just all
He's like,
over
you kill my production facilities, dude? I'll just build them at my natural. I don't care.
And I mean,
and now he's just gonna go kill them.
Yeah, one tank here. We saw that Seither's production was really starting to lower down there. Charges in, takes out a tank, gonna siege up here, and I'm pretty sure that is gonna be it because Seither just does not have anything to defend this. There are tanks up at the back, but they're just not gonna get anything
drops in
done.
The tanks.
And yeah. These tanks are just not really going to be helping out, and that's going to be it, I would say, because Seither's...
Why didn't go the bitter end?
He's
either taking a page out of Frustration's book, and there you go.
Does his best to stick around, but that is game number 1 going the way of Iaguz in this grand final here of the Pro StarCraft League.
It's a good way to start it off. That's a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
It's really big, especially in these mirror matchups. It can be so tiring, and getting that momentum can really re-energize you.
Yeah. It's especially in TvT, as we were saying, it's like being one of those extremely methodical kind of matchups where it's like, all right, I'll take my move, you take your move, I'll take my, and it sort of goes on like that.
I'll drop in your main, and I have Vikings, and you lose.
And it can be very draining. So those sorts of that wasn't obviously by no means was the longest TvT ever, but it does start to build up, and especially in a best of 7, we'll see who has that endurance to go the distance here. And of course, both these players, wonderful Terran players. So we'll see how far they can go. We are into our next game, game number 2.
Let's see if we have a little Cyclone Reaper skirmish again in the middle of the map. Those are always my favorite. This new little metagame development, it's not totally new. It's like a month that this has been going around where we make 2 Reapers now on the opener. It's like Reaper, Hellion, Cyclone.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's funny when both players do it because you're like, if you mess up, you're like microing against a Reaper and to a Reaper on 2 fronts, and you're like, oh god. Yep. How did these Reapers get past each other? And it can do a lot of damage.
No, exactly. It's really intensive, and that's another part of this matchup which makes it interesting to watch. Is that it's very macro intensive. You've got to keep those Marine cycles coming, the tanks coming up, keeping an eye on your opponent's any tech switches or anything like that.
Their positioning.
Yeah, and then of course you've got those little intricate nuances in terms of Marines and those sorts of things. So yeah, we'll see what happens as we do jump into game number 2, and down the bottom right we have Iaguz, and Seither's up in the top left. He's got his second gas, just finishing up now, so he's going to have a little bit more, a little bit more gas intensive play here. I would imagine he's going to grab the add-on very quickly because he's got that in position there. Would you say he's going to get the Reaper?
Could be reading. Yeah, he's going to get the Reaper. You have to, unfortunately. I hate building the Reaper, but you really have to. Iaguz might be trying to read a macro cheese out of Seither and try to do it back himself. A macro cheese, it's not like you're trying to kill your opponent, but you just play so greedy that, he's going to get the CC, and he's going to, off a very limited amount of units, drop a 3rd CC. And, I don't know, Seither might get aggressive. And it can really blow up in your face. It really depends on what Iaguz had as the read in this game.
I just want to say it's really annoying that they switch colors, but yeah.
Yeah, right? What's going on?
Jeez, guys, come on.
It's not. At least they're not like blue and light blue like last time. Oh man.
God.
I still have nightmares. I had nightmares.
That was terrible.
In blue. You could really say I was tangled up in blue. It was really rough. Oh, all right. Reaper in a really weird positioning. Look at Iaguz's Reaper, but the Marine will deflect it in time for the other Reaper to get there.
Yeah, he's just taking a look around the Marine does... Well, that's going to go down very quickly, and the Reaper gets inside. Going to spot this this command center on the low ground. Going to keep that in mind, but is going to die. Down he goes.
Not worth. Not worth.
Not
well, I
bad.
guess he does see the CC being
yeah,
built. But other than that,
seeing
yeah.
the CC is pretty cool. But yeah, it would have been nice to keep that Reaper around. As you said, we sort of get to this phase of the game where the Cyclone comes into effect, and of course the extra Reapers, if there are any, that come about. So looks like
there's like nothing here for Seither. If this Reaper goes up in the main, it's gonna not only see everything, but it might actually be able to get some SCVs. Oh no.
Well, the Cyclone's gonna come out.
This sucks.
But yeah, he's gonna try and.
They're not great.
He's gonna take out probably 2 SCVs here.
As long as he's not distracted. Oh, SCV's in the natural by Iaguz.
Oh, does get it.
Loses it.
Nicely done. Meanwhile, yeah, over on the opposite side of the map, we did see that just a couple of the units were deflected for the time being. But yeah, so slightly slower tech here for Iaguz, but he is going to have a quicker expansion. So yeah, bit of slightly different game to what we saw in the previous one.
Yeah.
And a Raven on the way for Seither, and the air unit we have not seen just yet. Oh, just a medevac.
Yeah. Medevac.
So just a
really
medevac.
low gas build here from Iaguz. Very greedy.
Yeah.
But I mean, his economy's booming. Like I look, Seither's not even like a quarter of the way done building his CC, and Iaguz has already dropped what 2 mules off this command center.
Yep.
There's the second one right there.
Yep. Yeah, so we are going to have this is that scary phase where if Seither gets an idea of what's going on, he's going to be like, I don't really want to macro against this guy.
He's seen it, but Iaguz is up in supply. Like, I mean, the tech is a lot higher, and Iaguz is actually going to move out of the map. Wow, what a guy! He just doesn't care. He's like, dude, I'm trying to macro really hard, and I'm going to go poke at you.
Yeah, Marines.
The Cyclone can actually get in the medevac. I don't know why it doesn't want to. Does Marine smell? I don't know.
You see me rolling. So the Cyclone gets a little look up at the top there, but is not going to really be able to get too much done. Yeah.
Well, today I learned it takes 4 slots.
There you go.
3.
It's like when people think that Dragoons are like 2 in Brood War. It's like, no, they're actually really fat.
Wow.
There you go. So attack deflected for the time being. That's going to be really nice for Seither. It means that he's established his base. This is going to get up. He will need to really beef up that work account for the time being because he's he's a bit behind. It's 6 behind. It's not massive. It's not game ruining. Or
it's really the
like
mules that matter. Yeah, and his tech is a little bit higher. His Raven was out first. He actually got a second Raven. Wow. I don't know about making 2 Ravens. That's a little greedy to me. Oh, the Viking! I don't know if it took the optimal path.
Whoa.
Oh god, 5 health again.
That was that was.
Will the other Raven come save his friend? Probably not. He's gonna leave him for dead.
Yeah, he's gonna chill out over there. Looks as if
Here's that quick 3rd CC.
He's gonna find it, but there's not enough energy to put down another turret for now, and that's gonna be the end of that Raven, I would imagine. The second one, however, does get inside the main, takes out 1, 2, I think 3 SCVs. Yeah, nicely done. Good bit of harassment.
That's good. That really, bridges the gap between the work account we were talking about. Like, look, it's only 5 now. It taxes multitasking, things like that. But, I mean, 3rd CC on the way here for Iaguz. So, like I said, he really wants to macro this game. He's like, all right, I don't think your harass was very effective. I may have overcommitted to defenses. I'm just going to macro and have a huge army. I mean, while he's supply blocked, he is going to have a huge army. That Marine won the fight! Oh, my God.
Which
Marine
one?
won a fight with a Hellion in the middle of the map. Look at his health. Oh, my God.
Oh, look at him. He's in the grass. He's like, I'm not here.
Yeah.
No one.
Grassy knolls.
No one come here. So Iaguz already into the 3rd orbital. Meanwhile, back on Seither's side of the map, we're continuing on with this very this sort of meta in this game where Seither's just behind on economy, but he does have some reasonable tech and has a decent amount of units out on the map. He's not necessarily massively in front of Iaguz at this point, but he is 39 to 32 in the army supply. So he's going to push out now. Has some Vikings for air control plus
Just
that Raven.
Stim. His Stim's really late.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
His Stim's a bit late. I think because he was spending a bit more on the tanks.
On Ravens.
Yeah.
He made 2 Ravens. That's a 400 gas.
Yeah, that too. So they are going to meet out in the middle of the map. It looks as if Iaguz is going to scout out the Vikings. Not sure if this is the best idea to be pushing out this far. He does have a tank on the high ground, which is really nice for just that positional advantage. And down goes the tank on the low ground. Is Seither going to drop an auto turret here on this tank? Not yet. He was looking to. I don't know about pushing on that. That's a bad idea. But he does actually take out the tank in the end. This is going to be a very interesting push here.
Tanks. For Iaguz, it's 17 Marines versus huge tech army. Uh-oh. This is going to be rough.
And this is that...
He actually pulls the SCVs to the third.
Yeah.
He's like, I've had enough of this base. You can have it. I'm just going to macro.
This is that annoying part of this map where this this small part of the natural expansion is exposed to siege tank fire from a little while.
Huh.
A little
actually,
distance away.
Iaguz drops his Vikings, so Seither drops his Vikings. Kind of a funny little dynamic. They're both like, all right, neither of us is going to win the air battle today.
And I mean, that cool thing about the Vikings, I love that change where they gave them extra damage versus mech, because you can use it in this matchup, but also in TvP as well. You can drop down the Vikings if you need to. So I really like that change when I saw that. So
Third coming over here for Seither. Seither really like stabilized this game. I mean, it's kind of in a weird place right now, but Vikings aren't lifted. Gonna get the Raven.
Yeah, they will take it
They
down.
lift back up with the Vikings.
Yeah. Plus, there is a Liberator here providing some further ground support, but the Viking count of Iaguz is just too high. Takes it down, and this is that interesting part where Seither's got to pose that question to himself: do I want to actually get up in the air and contend with those Vikings, or do I just stay on the ground for now? Yeah, he's just. Yeah.
I like that idea. That's good. That's good. He really didn't lose much. He denied a lot of mining, and it really equalized the game. And worker counts even, army counts even. Look at that. The only difference is the upgrade for Iaguz, which is like miles away for Seither. But
yeah. Yeah, so just going to have a bit of a difference in the tech at this time, but I mean that's I doubt that's going to have a huge factor on it at this point. Yeah, because like
these Terrans, man, you delay these upgrades for so long. I always feel bad when I'm like don't have combat shields at 9 minutes, and they're like, yeah, whatever, that's fine, we'll get it. We'll get it eventually. Yeah, I'll make Ravens.
So we'll see. Now, this is the interesting part of the game where, like in game number 1, we have this question of, is someone going to look to take a 4th base, or are we going to just power up for now and leave the 4th for the time being and get that
try
big
to hit a
harassment
huge
going?
timing, like a big positional timing on the opponent's 4th.
Exactly. Harassment or a timing push. So we'll see what happens here. Iaguz now up to 65 workers.
That's just kind of unloading. Interesting.
Yeah. Seither's on 69 workers, so he's got a slight lead, but not really too much of a
it's nominal,
a
at
big
this point
point
in the game.
in this matchup. Yeah. So Iaguz now just patrolling around with some of these tanks. Where are these guys going? I'm quite interested to see where this.
I think he's going to try and hit Seither's natural.
Right.
I think.
Right.
This is my favorite part of the game, where you have like these little marine rings, so you can see all your like vision. Like, look at this. It's like little specks of vision everywhere. And the Vikings in the top patrolling for drops at the edge of his vision, and Seither's really good at this little I'm going to sit and I'm going to make units game, as we saw for his frustration.
Yeah, definitely. He was really good in that particular game. He just sort of sat back, let frustration come at him, and then just sort of said,
the third of Iaguz.
Here they come.
This is enough.
Marines coming in, nowhere near enough, as there is a tank, a couple of Vikings on the ground, and a few Marines there as well. It looks as if Seither's going to try
right back in.
Oh, very brave movement here. Iaguz says, let's dance, baby, and he's going to fly back into the main.
Yeah, because of the boost advantage. Oh, no.
Oh, gets a couple of shots off. Down go the Marines inside the medevac and the second medevac as well. And that was some very, very cute stuff there from Iaguz as he deflects that drop. He's now encroaching on the 3rd base. He does have 4 tanks here, a number of Marines. They have 1-1 upgrades. Their +2 to weapons is also on the way, but perhaps...
yeah, it could be good timing.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say this...
Also, that's why Seither dropped the units up in the top right, and I was like, that's weird, he's not dropping with them, because he didn't have combat shields.
Right.
See, it all comes back, and I think this is going to favor Seither here, this little push.
He's just got that slight defender's advantage here. And I'm a little bit intrigued by the fact that Iaguz didn't push this 4th and try and just deny it a little bit further, because now that Seither's got the position here, he can hold it for and possibly get this base up, which is going to be quite big. Iaguz does have his 4th CC himself, but it's actually off at the 3rd base, so he's not going to be
going into the natural.
Yet.
Oh, stuff in here. Oh no. Oh, this is going to do a ton of damage. Oh man, I hate seeing that.
Ooh,
you play positionally well the whole game, and you all army your army. Oh no. I don't think Iaguz can break this, but
he's going to load up and get out of there.
Yeah. Are the Vikings going to land on the... No.
Ooh, that'd be risky.
They're like both trying to break each other right now, and they're like, I just don't know. It's so weird. It's like, do I win this? I don't know.
Army supply up at 117 for Seither, 112 for Iaguz. So now Iaguz is going to slow push across to the left-hand side behind the mineral iron, and he's going to see if he can just sort of shave off any mining at this particular base. And Seither's going to now push in here. He does back out, takes out a tank or 2. Nicely done. And Seither, well, he's got this base, and he is going to hold this for now. I don't think
it's going to take Liberators to break it, and that's what Iaguz is going into exactly. And this is not a great place to fight for Seither. Uh-oh.
Marine parts going everywhere.
Oh, man. That was a lot of supply. You could just drop these Vikings on these tanks, and they'd kill each other. But I don't think he wants to give up air superiority.
Note the supply, 130 to 91. We're actually at a bit of a tipping point here. If Seither starts to lose too many more Marines, he could be in a bit of trouble as the
tank... no, this SCV just killed the tank. Because it was repairing in range. You idiot.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. All he had to do was not exist, and the tank would have lived.
Yep. I think Seither's in a bit of trouble here. The tank count is now very, very troublesome here at this 4th base. Meanwhile, across on Iaguz' side of the map, absolutely nothing to contest with, so he's just freely mining off his 4th base. This planetary is not long for this world.
And he's actually going to lift his main to the other 4th. The 4th that Iaguz took, I think, is the smarter 4th.
I agree.
It's just way easier to flank your opponent if they take a position behind it, as opposed to where Iaguz is right now. It's like, how do you even fight here?
Yeah, you can sort of hold the high ground, and that's how you hold that base, as opposed to this one, where you don't want to hold the low high ground, right? But yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's an interesting base to take in this matchup. I do think in the other ones it's better to take this one, but
yeah, I agree.
We'll see what happens here.
Seither needs to find the H key on his keyboard in some of these engagements. Like, he goes up and sieges, and then his Marines start running in because they get hit, and it's like, ugh.
Marines are just like, I got this, boys. Let's go straight in.
6 tanks. That's what I was trained for, and this tank goes down. Kind of a weird drop, but
little drop in the
the damage done it needed to do.
Some work done. Yeah.
I would say worth it. I'd say worth it. But, I mean, Iaguz has a bigger army at his 4th than Seither.
Yeah, exactly. I was just having a look at that. We're on 2-3 upgrades for Iaguz, and for Seither, he's on 2-2. So there is a slight damage difference here between these two players. Yeah. So it would be good for Iaguz to perhaps take this high ground here, where where Seither's sensor tower is. Take out the sensor tower, of course. But then now this is the other part about this base, is that once you have this position, you can also siege that fort.
Oh, you can.
Seither stimming up. I think he knows he needs to get something done right now. Stimming forward, the tank's in pong-pong mode. They will take out a number of the Iaguz tanks, but there is so much resupply here.
Oh,
that is the macro power of Iaguz, and he comes through, cleans it all up, says, no, I'm going to hold this position for the time being. You cannot have it. And, well, in fact, he does unsiege, and he's going to back out for now. Yeah.
That he had like this weaker army in front, and he's just like, yeah, I can break this. I know I can break this. And he goes forward with all his unsieged tanks. And then Iaguz just has another army behind it that's sieged and ready to kill it. And, oh, man. That was like a death move. He cleared off so much that I just don't know if Seither's going to be able to get back in this game.
Yeah.
Wow. Iaguz so smart. And now he's going to try and hit the 3rd.
Iaguz macroing up, grabbing a 5th base and another command center on the way, plus extra racks. He's going to have production out the wazoo. And we'll see.
7 missile turrets. He doesn't want to get dropped because he's identified, how do I lose this game? It's a doom drop, so he's going to prepare for it.
Yep. And it looks as if Iaguz now pushing into the 3rd base of Seither. So I don't think Iaguz can take this because of the positions. He is going to stop the mining.
Have an upgrade.
That's true.
His tanks are at a break point. Oh no, they're 1-1 now. I didn't realize Seither got +1, but just good positioning. It's like he just can't push in to defend what he needs to defend, and these Marines are going to do a ton of damage.
So now he's limiting that, plus the 4th base is also under fire.
Oh, he just killed 2 bases.
Command center goes down. Marines pushing in. They will clean out this base, there's no doubt about that.
But at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, the 3rd, the 4th, it's all gone. All the numbers are falling down.
That was his main, too. He has
That's true,
left.
Yeah.
So, like, he couldn't even win a positional fight, and there's a drop in the main. He's going to get on top of this tank that's going to pop, and it's all over, but just prime out. Oh, no.
Could probably even just target down the upgrades at this point, and that'll be game.
That's probably a good thing for Seither. He needs the money. Yeah, look, now he's got money to build units.
I didn't need the upgrades, man.
Medevacs flying into their death, and you know, Seither just kind of composing himself. He's gonna take the time in this game before he goes into the next one to be like, okay, what did we do wrong? Where was he weak? What do I need to do in the next game? And think about his build order.
He didn't connect the NAT to the main creep.
No, he didn't. But he did almost connect the medevacs to his army. Look at these medevacs. What is with these Terrans and making 100 million medevacs?
They love it.
Oh,
it's the only way to get around. You don't want to drive around in Australia. You just want to fly around.
Yeah, there you go. There's too many spiders on the ground, and Seither should pull his SCVs. You're not going to win with your main
Yeah,
army. You got to
no.
do something.
That's
Maybe,
that's
unless
81
he just
supply.
doesn't care. He could just be like, yeah, this game's over, whatever. We'll just last chance romance it.
Yep. And we'll see, well, the last hurrah for Seither as he gathers up the remaining forces that he has on the map. He's got 8 more Marines in production. He may wait for that book, but Iaguz says he's not going to wait. And Siege is up in the middle. He's going to hold his position. Just make sure that his opponent cannot push across the map.
The longer that he holds Seither, it's like Seither's bleeding out and he wants to leave, and Iaguz is like, no, we're going to watch you bleed out together while I take every base on the map. I finish 3-3 and I get max. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Love this army splitting from Iaguz as well. He's just
Yeah.
protecting the what do you call it, the
vital
fourth
portion.
base, and then and then also protecting those alleyways into these bases really well. Just a couple of tanks here on the high ground, plus another force pushing around.
And he's
going to
go for a flank.
Yeah.
He's already dead, Iaguz. You don't need to do this. You could think he has other CCs, but oh man, and he's gonna go for a drop actually. Seither. Maybe he'll pick off this army.
Oh
or
no!
he'll lose all his medevacs.
Oh no! Don't do that! No.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, this is your only base.
This is a bit of a flyby.
Yeah, GG.
It says GG. Units out of position, cannot defend that, and that is it for game number 2. Iaguz is going to go up 2-0 in this best of 7. And yeah,
clean. His play is just so clean.
yeah, it's
Doesn't take any risks, and he just waits to close it out.
it's immaculate. Let's call it that.
Yeah, it really is.
Immaculate. So yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do if you see that you sort of
Cheese him.
He
The
had
answer's always cheese him.
Yeah. He had an advantage at the start of that previous game, and just unfortunate, and even in the first game, yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I think he had more of an advantage in the first game than the second
Yeah,
game. The
yeah.
second game,
No, I
Iaguz
agree.
just kind of macro cheesed, and he didn't really get any damage done. But
Right.
game 3 now, whole new game, whole new world.
So it is game number 3 here on Newkirk Precinct. Bottom left-hand side is Seither. Bottom right is Iaguz, of course. And I'd love to see some input from the chat. Who do you think is going to take this one out? It is a best of 7. Seither's up 2-0. Sorry, Iaguz is up 2-0.
Iaguz up 2-0,
And
yeah.
Seither's got a bit of a road ahead of him, but he certainly can do it. He's one of the great
He's good.
StarCraft players here in our region. As you were saying, Bob, he's got the mechanics of just an absolute star. It's just whether he can get on top of his opponent, who is also mechanically and especially macroeconomically an absolute legend. So we'll see what happens. Give me your votes in the chat. Who do you think is going to win this one, and at what scoreline, so we can see what you guys think. But yeah, Newkirk Precinct. What do you reckon we're going to see on this map? Any differences in play, or just similar sort of stuff?
I think that we're going to see maybe a 2-base timing attack from one of the players. It's really popular on this map to siege up this little ramp area you see between the third and the main.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get on top of this and get on top of the production, it's kind of lights out. So I'd like to see a player try to take advantage of that in the early parts of this game.
Yep.
Before someone's online.
I think,
And,
yeah, it really is good.
Cool builds.
Interesting, we get the scout out from Seither. The SCV scout, I mean. So
Why is Iaguz's build ahead? It's like they're doing the exact same thing, but Iaguz is just better at it? I don't really understand. I watched the builds and everything was the same, but...
it's this one
maybe
SCV, I swear.
SCV stacking? Yeah.
It's this one SCV that's scouting.
SCV scout.
He's missed that mineral bonus.
He's losing 1 mineral per second. This
Whoa.
SCV is off the line.
Oh,
Little pro tip there.
there you go.
Good way to calculate damage if you have a stasis ward and you hit a bunch of workers to know how much they're going to lose.
Very good. So Zinger says it's going to be a sweep 4-0.
This guy's got a good idea, though. So I think he gathered a lot of knowledge. He might be able to take an advantage here. And oh god, the high ground. Oh, why did Seither throw a grenade at himself? That's knowledge he'll gather for the next game, is to not throw grenades at yourself. It's
Yeah,
important.
yeah. Should have learned that in game number 1 where that happened, but
Yep.
we'll see.
The CC gets slowed down. Ike is just taking every advantage he can find. This is rough. And I think he's going to get away with this Reaper if he runs straight away.
Yeah, he's
Mike
gonna
can head
back
it
out
off.
Does
Start regenning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah, it's
Whoop.
free. It's free.
Does stop it.
He won't get another shot, though.
Yeah. No, he's too far
And,
because of that,
well.
that stop while you take the shot. So he's going to regen
Now
up.
we're seeing the difference in builds. Ike is going for the Cyclone, which is more safe against ground-based attacks, whereas quick Starport and a Hellion here from Seither, which is like, honestly, that's like the major divergence you'll see when there's a mirror build.
Yeah.
Is this little point right here. And no orbital yet for Seither. Like, look, this orbital's going to be done for Iaguz because of how much it's been delayed when he starts this.
So we're going to get a drop with Hellion, or is the Hellion just going to be a little bit of deflection at the front?
It just fills in a little bit of a void that you have in your economy, because you don't have enough gas to afford what you want, and you may as well make something. And Hellions are good if like a bunch of Marines show up, or it also can go with the Reaper, as you see here, and if it finds an opening, oh man, Hellions really good at killing defenseless little workers that have done nothing wrong.
Poor SCVs.
They did nothing. They did nothing to deserve this hate from Hellions their whole lives.
It's true.
They're drones. And, oh, Reaper lives. Wow, what a grenade.
Somehow gets out of there. Nicely done. Sitting there on 3 health. He's basically got, you know...
Oh, wow, you're getting called out by Fear Dragon. You gotta see the score on the overlay.
Ooh.
Disappointed. Disappointed. Although we can't fix the best of 3, as we've learned.
Yeah.
Right? It always stays the best of 3.
Yeah, there's an error with that. I told Ali about it. It's not my fault.
2 drops here going into the middle of the map. Interesting. Ships passing in the night. One does not have a spot in it. There's a Reaper in this drop.
Add-on.
Reaper, actually, in TvP, if you drop a Reaper, they do so much DPS to stalkers. It's like actually really good to drop your opening Reaper. Yeah. Nice. And there's not much here for Iaguz.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. There's literally 1 Marine. Oh, no. But, I mean, what's here at the natural? Bunch of Marines and stuff to deflect this drop. This could be really good for Seither. This is going to do a lot of damage.
He's going to get in there. Looks like the Cyclones up the top are going to handle the Marines quite well for of Seither. The SCVs coming off the line, of course. The worker kill tally is what we're looking at, given that over in Iaguz' side of the map, he's not mining at all. It looks as if Seither has lost a large amount of his SCVs, but he is still getting damage done in his opponent's side of the match. Ooh. Oh, don't go that way, you're going to get blocked out. And,
1 Marine and 1 tank.
Yeah, Seither got on top of the production there, so that's why we don't really have that much out for Iaguz at this point. But a micro here to try and take out the SCVs as best as he can.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
But targeting down the SCV is probably good, and just picks up. He's lost 2 Marines in this entire drop, and he deflected the natural. This is so good for Seither. This is what he needed.
Yeah.
He needed to get an advantage in the build order and find an opening with a drop, and look at this. Oh my god, and there it is.
There you go.
There it is, Seither.
There you go.
Takes one.
All right.
Takes one.
So really interesting the way that particular game played out, because of course there were somewhat different builds, but then diverged into these really interesting drops. As you said, they sort of passed each other. Probably may not have scouted each other, but you'd imagine they would have caught it in the corner of their eye.
They saw it. They just had to commit. They were too far back.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that a lot. That just honestly, that's luck. Both players may do either drop in a given game, and it just didn't match up well. Yeah, I guess it just didn't match up well with the build that Seither had. So maybe he'll get lucky again. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
We go into game 4, 2-1 now.
Yep. 2-1 here, of course, as pointed out, Zinger, unfortunately, just got the wrong call there on that particular game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, because you know, this could be the start of the comeback. It is a 2-1. Seither.
I'd be flustered. I'd be flustered if I was Iaguz. I know he's like a really top tier player, and he's lost plenty of games of StarCraft in his life, but you had it. Like, it was the same build. You saw it. You're like, oh man, I can kill him, and then, oh man, he's got way too much. I just lost. Uh-oh.
Yep.
That's one of those games that can get under your skin, even if it's just a little loss. You never know. This could be the comeback.
Yeah. We'll see what happens here. We are on Proxima Station, an interesting map. Let me know in the chat if you actually like this map. I find it really interesting to see who actually, tell me if you like the map and what race
polarized.
you like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so polarized. Interesting to see who actually likes this map and who doesn't. Top right-hand side, in this best of 7, Iaguz, who is up 2 games to 1. His opponent down on the bottom left, it is Seither.
Is this the first time Iaguz isn't in the bottom right of the map we're playing on? I think he's been in the bottom right every single time. Even on the 2-player map, he's in the bottom right.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, now he's in the top right. Maybe now he's
Damn
all
it,
out of order.
David
Like,
Kim!
what is his gas? Can't even balance the spawns. What's going on?
That's
This
so
is
unfair.
this is like when I play random and I get a mirror matchup 45 games in a row, and like I track it and I'm really tilted.
Yep.
That's what it's like getting the bottom right. What if he's like,
well, like me
you know,
yesterday.
if you're in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, me yesterday getting randoming Terran 6 games in a row. I'm like, all right, I've had enough of this now.
I've had enough of Terran.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't want to queue a race, because then you're giving in. Then StarCraft's really won.
Yeah.
You gotta keep
exactly.
randoming.
Plus, you have that interesting factor of playing random where a lot of people... I know there are definitely people who play random who just cheese, because that's kind of the way you play random, is that you're generally a little bit better at the start of the game than you necessarily would be seeing late game. But I'm one of the people who almost never cheeses in terms of when I'm playing random, but I always get cheesed. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm
like,
the same way.
guys,
I always tell people my race.
Yeah,
I play
yeah.
random. I say, hey, I'm Protoss. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah.
And then there's like a bunker in my base. I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna hold this.
Well, yeah, no,
I'm not a noob, dude. I'm gonna hold this.
I'm
You're gonna get crushed.
glad I'm that random cheeser all the time. Oh wait, no, that's you.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens here. This is
already divergences in the build.
Yeah, definitely a couple of changes here as CCs are on the way at the backdoor natural. If shout out to anyone who remembers God's Garden, if you can remember that particular map, because this is what this particular map reminds me of. It's a little bit bigger though. But Reaper going to scout out for
taking
Seither.
the longest trek around the map looking for proxies.
I think, isn't this what Seither did in his game against Frustration on this map? He like scouted everywhere for a cheese and then just
everywhere,
was like,
and he found it.
Yeah,
and he found it, right? The proxy Stargate. Oh man,
Yeah.
it's so tilting. And he didn't even check where you would proxy. Like proxy Liberator is something you'll see in this matchup. Maybe you could proxy a tank and do little weird things. He didn't even proxy the spot, which is to the right of the main.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where you would proxy it.
Yeah. No,
But he goes up and sees 4 Marines and he knows, all right, yeah, I'm not being proxied.
Yeah. No, there's nothing going on.
Oh, there's the Reaper. Throws the grenade.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Is he gonna get it? He will. Wow. Okay,
That's
fair enough.
unfortunate.
That
loses a lot of information.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That hurts.
You lose so much map control at that point. And interestingly, these 6 Marines are now going to push across the map, and he's going to perhaps have a little poke, maybe just see what's going on and see the side of the map.
Maybe
we'll
catch
see.
a drop. If
Yeah.
you're on the top of this ramp, that's where the drop rallies, and maybe he'll get lucky.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
if you walking out with a Cyclone and a Hellion at this time of the game is pretty normal to try and poke up, but
True. So
and Marines do so much damage when they can't be shot back at.
yeah. No, that's right.
This wall from Seither is tilting me. I don't like this at all.
No, I was looking at that. I was like,
I guess you don't have like a siege tank kill your depot, but I guess it still kills the depot, right? Like it doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a siege
Better
tank.
off
You can
just
see
not
it from
walling
across
in.
the map. So, mine in the middle of the map. Just having a quick look at the replies in chat. Just like the map because you can't phase in adepts. Okay, Protoss player.
Yep.
Like TVZ on this map.
See, that's a Protoss player who doesn't play against Zergs enough because
That's
they
true.
take their natural in the front,
Yeah.
and you can go to the natural to the main.
No, that's right.
Adepts are so good on this map. Oh, I love going Adepts on this map. But drop, going to the main. What is in this? A Widow Mine. Kind of weird.
Widow Mine and a couple of Marines. 6 Marines now going to drop inside the
I don't think-
main.
yeah, you just leave.
No,
Yeah, you just leave. Get out of
It's
there.
like, nah,
Fair
just
enough.
kidding. Just kidding.
Jokes?
JK.
Have you ever flown an empty medevac into someone's main at a certain part of the game just to scout and they like freak out? I've done that a lot.
No.
You do it to Protoss and they warp in and they're like, ugh, 6 stalkers, and it's like, haha, joke's on you, nerd. This is empty.
No, I think especially in TvT, I like to just drop mules just to be hilarious and drop them on tanks.
I love that.
Try and get them to shoot each other. It's like when you.
Do you remember when we saw that on Steps of War and it killed like an entire like 12 tanks and they're like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Oh, dropping the natural, not gonna do much.
I don't know about that one.
I like this.
Is he really? Really?
Got him.
Oh, my PC went.
Oh,
really
what'd this
good for a
Widow Mine
second.
get? A little bit of damage on the Cyclone.
Yeah, a bit of damage on that Cyclone pushing through the
Does
middle.
he know
more
it
units.
hit him, though?
Interesting.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
Raven helps take out the mine inside the main base.
Oh,
now,
there's
Seither's
nothing
got,
at the front.
Yeah, I was going to say, Seither's
Oh.
got a really decent amount of units here. The supply depots are down as well. This is, well, they're going to be down
Nice.
in a second because the insane
He's like, let
amount
me
of
show
damage
you
there.
why I built my
Yeah,
depots, where
yeah,
I
exactly.
built them. Let me show you, kid. 2 Ravens, that's a lot of DPS. Not if they
Not
die.
if they die. Oh,
No, not a lot if they die.
no. One
That's one.
auto turret
Can't
gets
fight
down.
there.
There was potential for about 4 of them there. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
What is
Iaguz
this
gonna
double Cyclone drop?
Yeah, double cyclone. He's going to go for that awesomely hilarious worker harass here. I think.
How
he's gonna...
well do these kill workers?
Oh.
I can't imagine. If he goes near the rally, I think
They're
he'll
good.
be good, right?
They're good, man.
Oh,
They're
get the depot.
really good.
I love killing depots. That's like my fetish. Killing things
yeah,
that
me too.
do supply.
When
Oh,
I-
these mules just dropped!
Takes out the
That's
mule.
600 minerals down the drain.
Adios. And he should be able to pick
Oh,
them up.
man.
I don't like.
Nah, I think... Oh, you got
Let's
one.
get
That's
one.
fine.
Yeah, not too
I'll
bad.
live with it.
Oh, drops it back down.
Oh, he's so good. He's
Oh.
so good.
Nice
Now
little
get
bit
this
of micro
depot
there.
from the low ground.
Exactly.
No, that's too much. That's too much.
No, killing the funniest thing, like I'm like really sadistic in PvT if I get DTs, and if I see a supply supply drop depot.
Oh yeah.
I'll just be like, I'm going for this. I don't care if you kill 5 DTs. I want to kill that supply drop depot. And it's just like,
I kill depots, pylons, and overlords more than anyone I've ever seen. Like, I will go out of my way. It's like, oh, I can kill the Robo and the Robo Bay, and it's researching. I can kill the Templar Archives. Now I'm gonna kill these 5 pylons.
Yeah.
And people will message me after the games. They're like, dude, you supply block me for 6 minutes. How am I supposed to win? And I'm like, you don't. you don't, nerd. You don't. You build those pylons with your army, dude.
You press F10.
What is Vikings?
Yeah, what are these guys doing?
I guess he's gonna pick off Vikings of his own. That's pretty good. That was free.
Good catch.
Another one?
Good catch. Might get one.
Another one. The question is, did he beat a tank? I don't know.
Well, 4 would beat a tank quite easily.
Yeah, but
because of the bonus to
reinforced.
mechanical. Because keep in mind they're doing. I'm pretty sure is it 20? Yeah, it's 20 per shot when they're on the ground to armored. So they actually do quite well. But the mine in the middle of the map catches one of the Vikings, does some damage. So let's take stock of this this particular game for a moment. We've got relatively even in terms of workers and the army supply. So both players are sitting pretty comfortably on that. Relatively same sort of styles as well. We've got some Marines and tanks.
Did lose 2 Ravens this game. So like
that's
a pretty big deal. It's a huge investment.
That's that's the big difference here. There is 1-1 on the way for both players. Combat shields for Seither is just shortly away from, well, a little bit further away from completing. Armory nicely timed out by Iaguz here. That's one of my litmus tests for Terran players. Is do you have the armory timed out nicely
at halfway
to
on
finish with 2-2?
base? Yep.
Yeah, that's because that's when you know. All right, this guy knows his stuff. So we'll see how that timing goes out, because it should be good to let him jump straight on the 2-2. So I don't know. Yeah, it's relatively even. You've got to perhaps you'd probably say maybe Seither's in a slightly nicer position, except for this Cyclone, which is going to go down.
Yeah.
But,
that's the interesting thing, though. While Seither is in a nicer position, this is Iaguz. I mean, he's in his element. He's not being harassed. He's macroing. He's like, dude, are you sure you want to let me do this? He's already got the rocks broken down. He sees this push coming out. I mean, this is it. Uh-oh. Is this drop gonna die, though? No, his star sense is tingling. Nope, not enough. Nope.
Oop. Not yet.
Oh, are they gonna get around? No. No, there's no way.
Surely he's gonna catch it.
What is his star sense?
Yeah.
What is going on?
I would imagine he's sort of saying, well, I don't want to go into the
sensor tower
range
until
just
I'm
yet.
ready.
Also, I wanted to say the symmetry of their sensor towers is just really turning me on right now.
That's great. The Venn diagram.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Meanwhile,
the Venn diagram is really
these
good.
missile turrets. Why do you need these many Vikings when you have like all these missile turrets? Nothing's gonna get through. This is brutal. It's like I'm watching mech. You know, like their defenses are just so crisp.
In fact, even Iaguz has the Vikings up sort of patrolling that side of his base, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So there is a medevac. There is a medevac now heading out on the map here. Seither wants to try and get a drop on the 3rd base. Perhaps it looks as if that is the rough direction he's heading towards.
Ooh.
But Iaguz out on the left-hand side of the map, just trying to perhaps just stroll around, see if he can find something that he wants to take care of. The big scan here from Seither sees everything coming.
Move.
I'm not sure about that siege there from Seither.
Oh, good positioning. He's keeping him down here in the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna go for his 3rd or his natural. Interesting.
Certainly could, yeah. Looks as if Seither's now going to try and counter. Gets in there. Does a little bit of work done.
Marines.
Yeah, 3rd base not under fire just yet. Looks as if the tanks are going to get around.
When does Iaguz use this drop? Oh, there it goes. Oh, he's going to need to unload really quick. Oh, no, he has a queued. This isn't going to do anything.
Oh, dear. He's now going to get in there. The missile turrets will take down one. But one of the other drops will get inside. This is going to force a couple of units back. Yeah, there's a tank and a couple of Marines, so should be fine. No real damage taken there. Meanwhile, back at the back door natural is now under fire. Siege tanks on the low ground and the high ground. Vikings are going to clear out the air presence there of Iaguz. Meanwhile, inside the main base of Iaguz, he's got his own Marine problem in there, taking out some of the SCVs. But I think the bigger story is here at the natural. This is really, really good damage here from Iaguz is getting in there. He has lost, keep in mind, Iaguz has lost a lot of SCVs back in his main base. In fact, it was a double drop that's getting some work done. Yeah. So this is...
the Liberator. Oh, Liberators are so good. Killing all these tanks. Oh, no.
Really nice.
Really testing their multitasking right now.
Yeah. Both players are really all over the map at this point. The drops inside Iaguz' base has been cleaned out. The drop inside the backdoor natural is now cleaned out. And, well, let's have a look at the damage done during that. We've got a total of 63 to 56 workers here, so Iaguz has perhaps come out on the back foot here, losing 25 SCVs in total. Scans all over the place. It's like a rave up in here. And, well, I mean, Iaguz his upgrades. I was about to say his upgrades are a bit... He's been slowed down a touch by that push. And he is looking to grab his 3-3.
No.
No.
He just only started +3 weapons.
Yeah.
At least it's not like when he played versus... what was it? It wasn't Demilove. It was another Zerg on the side of the bracket where he went +1 weapons and then high-sec auto-tracking. Do you remember that? And then when he went to go do +2, he went +2 and, like, armor... what's it called? For the buildings?
The building armor, yeah.
That was brutal.
That upgrade that
Oh, there's a big fight in the middle.
Here we go, lots of tanks sieging up to the left. Seither should have a good position here. The tanks do get some great volleys off. He does lose a lot of his own Marines though, so the army count is going to be favouring Seither for the time being, but that's because he has a lot of tanks.
What are these medevacs doing? What? He just ran a bunch of medevacs into Marines. He's like, yeah.
Not sure that's the best idea. Takes down the Vikings. Meanwhile, Iaguz now dropping at the fourth base, sorry, of Seither.
Will 1 health medevac. Look at this thing.
Yeah, this guy's pretty
Come on,
brave.
Marine. Stop it. Oh, yeah. He all armied. That's what I would do.
Yeah, bit of harassment there at the third base of Seither, but he still controls this middle portion of the map. This is really good for him,
Look at the scans.
as he really wants to be able to hold this, because this is obviously the lead into the gold base that Iaguz is looking at. Plus, it means that he can control the tempo of the game, keeping everything over on Iaguz' side of the map to the best of his ability.
He's going to go around.
Yep. He's going to go around. He sort of has to.
He's identified Iaguz doesn't have a very big siege tank count. He can send him out throughout the game, so, I mean, he can just take a really good
14 to 8. 14 to 8. That is massive. Seither now pushing forwards. He does have a lot of tanks there. They're going to siege up. It looks as if they are going to get some shots down. Really nicely played. In fact, he even left some of the tanks on siege. I think he's going to get into a good position here. He's just going to siege up, I'd imagine, and just take control of the
so much damage to other siege tanks on siege.
Yep.
Oh man, and now he sieges up in the natural.
Now he sieges up. This is the natural done and dusted. It's going to go down in a second. The looks as if we see the... Oh man, this Liberator providing air support, tanks across to the left, tanks across to the right, and that is it.
So many tanks. What is this, Mac?
Yeah, that is some really high level macro there from Seither to be able to bust out all of those tanks and sort of keep control of that middle portion of the map. So we are now at 2-2 in this very interesting TvT between these two players. So.
And looking at the bracket, I believe this is a best of 5 actually in the finals, just like the rest of the bracket.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 2-2. So this is everything, right? This is 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh man,
this is gonna be it.
Brought it back. He was 0-2. Remember? God, I hope he wins. He's so good, dude.
Yeah, he's really impressive to watch. It's great fun.
His defense
actually,
was just great.
Yeah. It's great fun watching some players that aren't Zergs. I know a lot of the Zerg players are going to be like, I hate you, Duckville, but it's so nice because we have so many Zerg players in Australia especially, and it's just nice to see some non-Zerg action for once. But
I would like to see more Zergs, just not ZVZs. That's all I want. Looks like we're having a bit of a lobby bug here.
Yeah, it just sort of
anything?
broke again.
Let me just restart it, see if it works. There we go, that should work.
I think that was
StarCraft, Blizzard.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here at the 5th game of the PSL. Of course, the grand final between Iaguz and Seither. It is down to the wire as we jump on to our 5th game. It is going to be on Cactus Valley LE. Of course, everybody's favorite desert map, which is very similar to Australia. And here we are. We are on our 5th and deciding game.
He took the bottom right away from him. Seither.
He did. He
broke the chain.
He did. This is, well, I mean, this is going to be determining how this plays out. I mean, because, you know, he's got that bottom right. So Seither, bottom right-hand side of Cactus Valley. Top left-hand side is Iaguz, of course. And, well, thank you all for joining us, because this has been an awesome game. So we'll see what happens here as we wait and find out who is going to be, if there are any build divergences, if there's any, you know, any sort of crazy stuff that comes out. I'd imagine in game number 5 that we're not really going to see anything too crazy, and especially when you consider the distance on this map, it's actually very sort of Australia-ish because it's deceptively big. So
And it's hard to take a fifth. Like, you can
Yep.
lock down a third and a fourth pretty easily, but the fifth is crazy. And, you know, Seither being in the bottom right, like I said, did you know there's an inherent advantage to people who are in the bottom side of the map as opposed to the top side? You actually get to see more of the screen.
yeah.
That's why in Dota there's a 52% win rate to a 48% win rate for Radiant.
What?
Radiant just wins more.
There you go.
Because they're on the bottom.
Plus, there is another added bonus, particularly for this matchup or this racial sort of situation, because your add-ons are poking out on the. Generally, they'll be poking
They're
out on the right.
exposed.
Yeah, they're not as exposed as they are when you're on the top, because of course when you're on the top, your add-ons are sort of on that I guess you'd say the edge of the base more so in this position here. So
What was
see
the
what
old
happens.
saying? It was called like rotating balance or something, like
Rotational
cyclical
symmetry.
balance. Rotational symmetry. There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Ooh, SCV scouts. They're not going to be getting in right away with the Reapers, but they'll probably be rallied across as the SCVs kiss. Oh, get off each other! All right, there you go.
Wow, guys, this is a child-friendly stream.
The rated G
Jeez.
stream. Oh my
Jeez.
god.
God.
We just almost got into a fist fight. That was brutal.
Yeah, that was crazy. And imagine that. You've got, like, in one hand, you've got this claw thing, in the other hand, a drill.
Yep.
It's
Brutal.
exactly...
SCV should do more damage.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
should just be the best worker. They have 5 more health than everybody, you know.
I mean, when
Why
you
not?
consider that they have a very similar model, you know, to the what was it called? The servo thing in Alien. So, I mean, you know...
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the unit that we used to have that used to punch things. Do you remember it had the grappling hook in the Legacy of the Void beta? Do you
Oh
remember
my
that?
god, I forgot
I
about
forgot what it
that.
was called. Oh, the
That
Reaper's
was-
in the middle of the map.
What was that called?
Oh, the grenade! He's got advantage! I don't know. It wasn't the Cyclone. They didn't just
No, that
rename
was,
it. It was called something. Oh, the Hound? Wolf Dog? Something?
No. Wasn't that the Warhound was the one that was
Warhound. It was
anti-mech?
the Warhound.
No. That was
Yeah.
the anti-mech one, yeah? That
Wasn't it the anti-mech one? It like grappled onto things?
No.
Oh god. I think because
Because that was the one that was in Heart of the Swarm beta, and it was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous because it just kills
Yeah.
everything in Protoss has. But
oh, it's the main.
yeah, good
Oh, it's not where you
good
want to
defense
go.
at the top of the ramp. Yeah, I don't expect that.
Herc.
Iaguz is Herc. Yes,
There it is.
mighty Kiwi knows. So good mark. Those
Cyclone
mines,
hitting the
that was
bounce
hilarious.
house.
Yeah, just jumping up. He's got a bit of House of Pain going around. Jump around.
We've got a quick Raven here for Iaguz as the builds diverge. So we've got that kind of drop build for Seither that we saw in Game 3.
Yeah.
And the Raven build. Iaguz, do you think he's going to build 2 Ravens again? He really likes his 2 Ravens.
I think so. He's yeah. He's
I mean, they're good units.
he loves it. He does love
Could
it.
just, maybe
They're
just
they're
go
very
mass
good,
Raven.
and-
He'll make us all happy.
Yeah, exactly. As we spoke about in, I think it was like game number 2, the fact that an energy unit continues to provide value is so big. And in fact, Iaguz getting in here gets a little bit of damage done. Does take out a couple of units,
Wow.
but does
I
back
can't
out
believe
for
he
the
got
time
out with
being.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to lose everything. I'm like, oh no, like the Cyclone's in a bad position, the Reapers are out of position, but they all got out.
And note the repair here from Seither. We were talking about it in game number 1, where
So
he was
good.
repairing a couple of units, and it's one of those things where some Terran players will do it and some won't.
They're like, I just want the money for another unit. I don't want
Yeah,
to repair. But
yeah.
some people are like, every unit's life matters.
Yep.
They're important to me.
And
As the
and
ship's
some-
passing in the night again.
some players will also drop a mule when there's a Banshee across the map and repair it. Like, that's how dedicated
That's
you
too
can
much.
be.
I do that too, but that's not okay.
I was gonna say, some players like me
Do as I say, not as I do. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly,
that's,
yeah.
it's always brutal. Oh, is he gonna cancel all these buildings, or is he just gonna go for the depot?
Did he? Oh, Seither does catch
The
the
Raven
Raven
goes
coming
in
in.
the main.
Yeah,
Nice.
Raven's gonna get a couple of shots off, maybe killing
some
1,
Raven.
2 SCVs, I think. And the Cyclone gets a lock on. Gonna go to town on that Raven. It looks as if he should kill it off. Down it goes. Nicely done.
Not great
Meanwhile,
target
the
firing here from Seither.
Opposite side of the map, Seither getting some work done himself. He has killed off a couple
Nice.
of
Baited the
workers.
turret.
Yeah, really nicely
That's
done.
actually a really big deal because that's
Yeah.
a lot of his defense, aggression, like everything. You'd really
Yeah.
like that energy for
That
later.
was and especially given that's the second Raven and the first Raven was dead
Yeah.
after only getting
Look
I
at
think
the
it was 3
supply.
kills. So yeah,
He stopped his barracks from building. He stopped the CC from building. Like that was a huge tempo shift for Seither. This is a big lead for him. Like he may not have done much damage, but he taxed his multitasking, his building times, his production, and he's just going right back in.
gets in there, gets a bit of
If
damage
this
done.
Viking drops, I think he wins the fight. I actually think he wins this fight if he drops
Yeah,
the Viking
yeah.
because there's no energy on this Raven yet. But it's hard to know that at the moment. See you later.
Well, there goes that idea.
Yep. Now it's all over.
Yeah. We're kind of like back to square one. But,
As we repair the Raven and the Cyclone. Look at that. Both players.
There you go.
They know the value. Oh, no! Oh. See you later, Raven. That SCV is going to chase it till the ends of the earth. Nope.
So, yeah, standard sort of play here. Third base on the way from Seither. We have got extra racks coming up, double eBays, yeah. Very, very similar sort of stuff. Iaguz is a little bit further ahead on his macro because his rack's already done, pumping out more units. But he does also have the orbital inside the main base, which is ready to go.
Yep. See, they're just about to boom in production. Another 2 barracks on the way. Gonna go up to 5. Which he can afford to do because he didn't lose all that mining time, lose all those SCVs. He has more money that he can spend. And what is the siege tank count right now? It's 3 to 1. Wow.
Raven in the natural of Seither. Gets in, gets nothing.
0.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. It targeted down Marines, I believe.
No, he actually tried to get the Cyclone, so...
Yeah, because it auto targets.
Yeah, didn't get much
you don't
done.
Micro.
Yep.
People always complain about adept players, like, oh, you adept players, you do all this damage with your drone suit. You got to micro it. It doesn't just do damage. It's just going to shoot like a spore crawler or something if you don't micro it.
Yep.
It's important.
Seither has those the extra 2 racks now completing. He's got his 1-1 on the way, and of course his stem is not too far from completion either. A couple of Reapers somehow sneak inside the main base. They've got a couple of ways that they can get some pain on these SCVs. The SCVs going for the citizens. The rest sneaks out. They're all greased up, and they will retreat to the backside of the base. Will they get another? No, they won't. I was going to say if there was another grenade goes down there, that would have been awesome, but doesn't get it in.
Oh no. The Raven. It's queued into the Vikings. Is this where he dies? Oh no.
Is this where he dies?
He doesn't have enough for PDD to get out. Oh no.
And that'll be it.
Oh, he's gonna get a Viking.
Does
I don't
kill
think
the
he can
Viking,
get away in time.
There's no way to.
Yeah, he can't get away.
And puts a decent amount of hurt onto the other one. In fact, almost kills 2. God, Ravens are nutty.
That's why they're nerfing him.
Yep.
Nerfing him. It's all good. Can't wait.
Both players with their third bases up and running. 55 workers each. Roughly 50 supply for both players here. And
Iaguz pushing into the sensor tower. This isn't going to work.
Yeah, not sure about that. He knows you're there, buddy.
He's already in position.
He knows you're there.
There's no medevacs.
Yeah, that's... I'm not too sure about pushing in that direction.
Well, you got to do something at this stage in the game. Like, he knows he's behind. Oh, he's going to have the vision lead. He's going to shoot on his tank. And a sensor tower. That's kind of a stumble by Seither. He has these Vikings. There's no reason for him to give up high ground vision and lose a tank like that. But...
In fact, almost losing the Cyclones there. Jeez, he's got to back out for the time being.
Got to find the H button on his keyboard as his drop is going to get scouted out by Seither. Good positioning.
Yeah.
It seems like one player gets the watchtower and one player gets the corners, and that's it. Like, no one gets both.
Yep.
Oh, no, the drop! Oh, man, and the game's equalized just like that. Brutal. But let's look at the siege tank count. 4-4. Yep. So,
Oh dear.
Oh, Iaguz, what are you doing?
Oh,
he looked at all of his command centers.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
I wonder what he has it bound to. Like, I have lift bound to Z, and sometimes it happens, but when it's on L, there's like no way.
I have it on Q because I'm a terrible person.
That's okay. Do you play grid?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I play grid.
I play
dirty
really
person.
Weird. Yeah.
No. But hey, it's whatever works, right?
That's right.
Oh, this Widow Mine. It's thirsty. It's out for blood. Do you think he can bait the Marine in with the... Oh! No, run it away into the Widow Mine. Oh, no, he doesn't want to know.
Nah, don't worry about that.
He's not even
Still
looking.
with that Marine, yeah.
Drop in the north for Seither. He's going to be scouted out by a drop.
Seither's,
what is this?
Yeah, I was going to say, what? How? He's going to back out. Kills off the medevac, which is really nice. But, of course, Iaguz now pushing down the bottom edge of the map, looking to see if he can get any work done. Scouted out there. Seither's going to know, and he can sort of just retreat for the time being, make sure he's holding his defensive lines adequately.
This missile turret wall.
And it looks like Seither wins another fight up in the top. That drop is going to be prepared to push in. There are a couple of tanks and some defensive units there, so he's not really going to get anything done, but he does hold that position for the time being. Somehow this Cyclone, 10 HP, has survived for a very long time. 6 kills on that one.
You think he'll drop a mule to repair it? I would.
I would.
He deserves it.
Is it? Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. It's like, you did good. You did good.
You put in work.
Yeah.
Yep. Iaguz actually had 2 CCs being built, but he canceled one. I guess maybe Iaguz is flustered. He knows he's behind in this game, and it's mine. Oh man. Wait, what's going on? I'm Iaguz, dude. I have such good macro. This shouldn't be happening to me.
And he is holding his central position in the middle of the map. That's where the center is. But he's got his both players with the 2-2 on the way. Seither with his slightly ahead, of course, +1 on his vehicle weapons as well. And now starting to look towards Liberators as his other component to the army. Now, Iaguz has got some great production himself. His 2-2 and +1 is also on the way. Yeah, really nice to get those tanks out. I mean, the tank count is currently even. The Marine count slightly ahead for Seither, but as we said, not only is this
maxed?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What
is this macro?
Yeah, this is insane from both players. Really impressive stuff. And one thing you can note is that in this matchup, firstly, TvT is never a game that's we spoke about it last time. It's a game where you're not always guaranteed a victory just because you won a battle. There's so many defensive advantages in this matchup that let you get into a good position and come back. So we'll see what Iaguz is going to do here. It looks as if he is going to siege up. Yep. This is a really weird position too, because for Seither, this leaves his left side a little bit more exposed, given that he's got so much overkill.
Upgrade lead for the moment.
He stemmed up for that, which is a little bit funny.
Yeah. Out of position. Oh my god, Iaguz could just sit on top of this fourth like really quick if he knew. If he knew.
You sort of want to get into this
he knows!
Yeah, he knows. He's gonna get in there.
He can get here way before Seither. Seither may have to stim to get into position.
Yeah, exactly. He's Seither's way behind. This guy is trying to catch the bus, but he's way behind it. And Liberators are here as well. Let's keep that in mind. Siege is up. Tanks coming through. Big siege up. The Liberators going to town as well. Looks as if the Marines are coming through. Slight upgrade lead here. In fact, no, sorry. The window was closed off a moment ago. And Seither will hold this position. Very nicely done. Knocks down the army of Iaguz, and he's forced to back out for the time being with his tail between his legs. Will catch a random cyclone on the way.
Free, nice.
And then a Marine as well.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, quite nicely done from Seither to be able to get back there and defend that. He didn't really lose too much, but he did lose a little bit of an edge that he had. So
yeah. There's definitely a window where he just had the far and away better army, and it's gone now. Now the game's just equalized, and once again, it's Iaguz in the late game. Who knows?
Yeah.
What is his medevac count?
You don't want to mess with that. Wait,
what? He doesn't have medevacs. Iaguz. What? He has 2 medevacs on the way, and that's it. What happened?
He left them all in game 1.
Oh my god. If only he could call upon his past self to send them out. He's gonna have to turtle until he gets medevacs. There's no way you wouldn't fight some medevacs.
Yeah, no, you just can't, because once you stim, your units are dead. It's just no way.
They just get one shot by tanks. There's like no way.
I wonder if Seither knows. I wonder if he's actually seen that there's no medevacs.
He's gonna drop with his 1 medevac. Like, it's so weird. And he's like knocking people down with medevacs because he's maxing. It's crazy. I was just like, dude, it's mech time. Let's go. I don't need medevacs. What are you talking about?
Yeah. He's got a lot of tanks as well.
Good positioning from his tanks here at the third.
So many tanks at this base here. Yeah, that's you're not really going to get in there without a big hell of a distraction off somewhere else on the map.
And you're not going to drop his main either. Like, he's just fortified everywhere. This CC is built in a little interesting place, but other than that, he's pretty well fortified on the in the north side.
Yeah. So
free libs in the middle of the map.
Oh dear, what's going on there?
What are these Marines doing? Were they supposed to go with the drop and they like missed?
Maybe it was. Yeah, the drop meanwhile on the right-hand side, not really getting too much done. A tank and a few Marines coming in to save the day. Yep. And down goes the medevac.
What are these Marines doing in the middle of the map? What's going on? There's just stuff everywhere. You think he's going to be able to surround this army, maybe? Oh, he sees it on siege.
Let's put it out there that both players are on 3-3 for their bio units, and then, sorry, just about to...
Oh, 3-2.
3-2,
for Iaguz.
Yeah, Iaguz missing his armor upgrade for his Marines, which does have a bit of an impact. Yeah. +2
Marines
for the
have such a fast fire rate. Armor is really important.
Exactly. Iaguz attempting to take the 5th base down to the 9 o'clock position. Meanwhile, of course, his opponent also doing the 3 o'clock.
Oh.
Could kill off this
he's gonna go fight? He's had enough.
Yeah.
Could this be a base trade?
He's dropped the hammer. Perhaps he's going to go in here. This is an interesting position to attack into. It looks as if the Liberators should be able to clear it out. Yeah, both players are going to be able to assault their opponent. Looks as if, well, there's one tank here to protect Seither. Meanwhile, at the top of the map, there is a planetary. A couple of tanks are there as well. A few Marines are going to take out the Liberators. In comes Seither with his tanks and the Marines. And he's going to... Whoa! The health on that planetary.
Yep.
That was glorious to watch.
Iaguz actually takes out a base of his own down here.
So Iaguz now going to push him towards the natural. This is really important that he gets in here, especially if he can get up to the high ground. Yeah, because that's going to affect the siege tank production. There is only one siege tank on the high ground. In fact, Seither's turned around. He's turned around.
He can't even drop on this.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have medevacs.
He's turned around. So Iaguz has gotten into a position where he's stifled his opponent's economy and production. So he's in this very, very interesting spot where he should be able to fortify himself back at home and then perhaps get his economy back into position. Yeah.
Weird, really weird. And it's going to be really hard to break this in the natural because his armies are cut off from each other. They can't group up, and he has to come down this little ramp with half of it.
And as you said, there's no medevacs, so we'll probably see a big push out from Seither in just a second. Again, missing on that H key is still missing. He still hasn't remembered how to hold position just yet. But there is a lot of units out on the map. So,
God, look at all these SCVs dying. Just these 3 Marines killed so many. And Iaguz just macroing at home, macroing great. No medevacs, not many medevacs still, but you know he'll figure it out. Yeah, maybe he just doesn't want them.
Maybe.
He's just making Vikings. Maybe they just have a diminishing return at this point in the game. He just wants more mass. I didn't really think of it that way.
Yeah, certainly could be true. So for Iaguz, this is interesting. He needs to hold this position and then get his macro back at home. But Seither is controlling a lot of the map. You can see Marines just sort of strewn across the map here. So Seither's got his base mining quite nicely, but Iaguz is lacking in his own mining at this point. So 64 workers for Iaguz are mining basically. Yeah. That's one of the other big differences here. So if he could just hold this position, stop the mining at Seither's bases, he could take this. Yeah.
Look at Seither's natural. He yielded the ramp, but I think this means it's go time for Seither. That's kind of weird. Like, look at this huge army that's going to be able to come down the ramp.
These are these 3-3 Marines of Seither pushing down the ramp. The 3-2 of Iaguz is going to be losing out, and in fact, look at this. That is an excellent crushing blow just to push in there. Yeah, takes him down.
He tried to retarget there and missed a lot of shots from his tanks, and that really sucked. And the army's bigger for Seither. I would have liked Iaguz with his banks to just make a bunch of production facilities, because look, like, he lost his army and he's not even maxed yet.
Yeah, he's
pretty rough.
He's going to be facing a player coming across, and with a very angry Seither is now pushing across the map. Does he know that this force across on the left is going to be here? Well, we'll see in just a second. This Widowmine,
he needs to do something with it.
That Widowmine's been there for ages, by the way. It's put up so much damage on some of these SCVs when they transferred.
Yeah.
But the big army of Seither needs to get something done here. He would love to be able to push in and perhaps take out this these last 2 bases that Iaguz has mining, and all the massive amount of SCVs that are on them.
Yeah, Seither's pretty all in though. Like, I mean, look at his workers. He's got nothing. How many orbitals does he have? Just the 1? He only has 1 orbital, so he's got no scans. It's going to make these fights really difficult, especially because of the advantage in the air that Iaguz has. 3 tanks at a time again. Man,
yeah,
brutal.
Here comes the Seither army, just pushing in to hold this position for the time being. Drops off a tank to hold the line there. Meanwhile, for Iaguz, he's macroed back up. He's up to 134 on his army supply. He's now moving across to take this 5th base on the right. One Rambo Marine here is just going to say, nope, not today, sir.
Oh, the middle of the map. Good scout with the medevac, but oh man, the army's just so big, and it's got such a good position here on the watchtower.
Yep.
He needs scans when you have a watchtower.
Key position, yeah.
He's just going to go choke him out of the game. He's just going to go right up his main. Oh no.
Yeah, looks as if we're going into the same sort of positional play here, as Iaguz might look to actually control this low ground instead. Yep, and he pushes in. Marines coming in, they will take out the siege tank and the CC. Gonna get these factories as well, which is very important. Meanwhile, for Iaguz, he loses his own CC. This is going off at this point. Game number 5, it is all on the line here for these players. Melbourne land points and money are on the table. Seither now pushing inside the natural of Iaguz. He's going to be able to take out a decent amount of these units. I love the...
going home.
Yeah. Iaguz is now turned around. He's going to be coming back to protect this. It looks as if Seither's just going to try and take out some of the infrastructure he can, and then I would imagine he's going to just ram up the ramp here.
Up the ramp, yeah.
Gets in there.
He needs to, like, float his production. He needs to build some more production or something, like, because he can mine. He just needs stuff. He needs the means to build stuff, and he's just going to lose everything.
He's coming in and he's now losing everything, yeah. Siege tank,
Siege on the top of the ramp, brutal. Oh, unsiege.
I'm not sure about sieging that position. I would have really liked him to actually siege down at the
oh, he's on siege. Get up the ramp. Oh, no. Oh, he sieges again.
Ooh,
The tanks get the first
good,
volley.
Yeah, good siege from Seither. He actually gets a decent amount of damage here. And the good thing is he does have medevacs to lift basically everything out of here. I don't think he's going to leave too much there. Sort of
this is so fragile.
And Seither, meanwhile, he's got his own siege tank problems with a Iaguz tank over on this, well, the only mining base for Seither. Loads up.
Oh, the Vikings!
Gets everything out.
Gets a tank.
Oh, that was good.
Oh no, this is not good.
Good positioning there to be able to knock down some of the medevacs as they retreat. Marines are coming along. They've got their 2-3 upgrades.
Seconds.
He should be able to boost out of here in just a second. Keeps a large amount of the army alive, but Seither is in such trouble.
And his fourth is dead. Oh no.
Yeah, this is. I think this is going to be it for Seither.
He's really weak Marines. Look at this.
Yeah. This siege tank though. Getting work done, and the Widowmine that's been here for days has gotten more
How many
kills. He's up 12 kills. A lot of those are SCVs. Let's just point that out. So Seither now has lost a large part of his army. 9 tanks at the top of the ramp will take out the planetary fortress protecting that position. And now Seither is mining nothing. And the extra production, the extra production for Iaguz now on the way. Got some extra racks, a starport, and he's going to be able to engage here. Lots of tanks does kill off a lot, but that was too much. And that is it. Your winner of the Probe StarCraft League here is Iaguz.
Wow. What a series. I really thought Seither was going to bring it back, dude. Oh, the kid's so good, but can't wait to see him in the next Probe StarCraft League, man.
Yeah, that was really, really cool to see that go all the way down to the wire. That was just, that was crazy, man. I can't believe that sort of went to that particular stage. But, wow. Very, very cool stuff from Iaguz and Seither. Of course, 2 of the excellent plays that we have here in the Australia-New Zealand region. And yeah, I mean, that was great to watch. So we'll see the Melbourne land points go the way of both players. Of course, Seither will get $100 and a $50 prize plus a seed, of course. Meanwhile, for the winner, Iaguz, he will receive $100, 150 Melbourne land points, and a seed for next month's tournament. So that was some excellent TvT action there. You can check out
last game.
Yeah,
could have went either way.
Yeah, that was so close. I mean, that was one of those games where I just don't know what's going to happen. Let's just watch the game, watch how awesome it is. And there's some more information in that link that I posted in the chat there if you want to have a look at the Probe StarCraft League. Make sure you send a tweet to Probe just to say thank you for the tournament. Of course, you can catch him at... oh gosh, where's my thing gone?
It's not probe underscore SC2. It's the other one.
No,
like
it's the other one at SC2 Probe on Twitter.
Yeah.
But of course here on Twitch it is probe underscore SC2. Give the channel a follow. You can also come and say hi to myself and Bop. Of course, I'm over at Duckville and Bop on Twitter is over at
Bop SC2, same as my Twitch.
There you go.
Find me there.
There you go. You can come and say hi to us, and of course, we always appreciate feedback on any of the commentary work that we've done here today, and a big thanks for Probe for asking us. Big thanks to Schnitzel for putting together these awesome little graphics that we've been using. Well, obviously, big congrats to Iaguz for winning this tournament. And any sort of final words on